welcome to another episode of Otaku Evolution. I'm Mike, Penguin Truth, and today we'll be covering something I had not yet gotten to. An ecchi comedy. Anime comedy can be a tough subject because comedic sensibilities between Japan and other countries can be quite different and have trouble being translated, both in language and content. Oftentimes, Japanese comedy relies on either Japanese word puns that are tricky, if not outright impossible to sensibly decode into English, or something like manzai, look it up, which we have very little equivalent to in the West. What ends up occurring with some of the anime comedies licensed for North American audiences is that they end up taking extensive liberties with the script for the dub, sometimes completely rewriting large swaths of it and transforming it into something else entirely. Now, while that's pretty rare today, it wasn't that long ago you had Crayon Shin-chan become Shin-chan, or the gag dub for Ghost Stories. It confuses me why licensors even bother licensing a show they're going to end up changing so dramatically. If you can't make it work as it's intended, why did you bother to start with? Just license something you can make work. But I suppose sometimes they don't have the foresight. The ecchi comedy is an interesting animal because it tries to be both funny and sexy, and more times than not, isn't really either. If it's glorified wank material, why am I watching it for laughs? Concentrate on being funny. If I'm going to watch porn, I don't care about whether it's funny or not. Porn has one reason to exist, and it's not the same reason we watch stand-up comedians. But occasionally you'll run into ecchi comedy that, while having some sex elements, is more of a stupid fun ride. And the only ones of those that work are short and dispensable. Anime like today's offering, Outlanders. Our feature begins with an alien ship arriving on Earth. Apparently the alien invader, this lady in bikini armor, means business because she's cleaving through soldiers like she was cutting up snack meat. Not sure if this is intended to be funny, but it does elicit a few chuckles from me. Lady Death here is drawing more blood than Cory Walker, and our hapless hero, a photographer, only barely avoids death by catching her off guard. Apparently this turns her on and she knocks him out to take home. Our hero isn't thrilled about being on a strange spaceship in the company of a bloodthirsty maniac, and not helping things are alien Com's squat leech-like goblin minions, who are hospitable but creepy. He desperately wants to go home, but Com, who by the way is a princess of a distant planet, has romantic designs on him. Naturally, this is extremely awkward for our picture-taking protagonist. After all, he did just watch her brutally slaughter a military, but it turns out she has to marry somebody from Earth to prevent her father from killing its population, which she was already doing a pretty good job of.
Wait a minute, are you talking about Earth? You're trying to save the humans?
Yes, you are correct. The Emperor seems to want to cleanse that planet of all human life. But once the princess is joined to you in matrimony, that will be enough to change the Emperor's mind. Well, we hope so anyway. See?
You know, come to think of it, something is sure familiar about this guy, but I can't quite put my...
Allied to good!
What was that?
Allied to good!
Wait. No, wait. It couldn't be. Could it?
Allied to good!
No. Allied
to good! Nightmare to you!
Aw, damn it. I thought so. Ladies and gentlemen, the English dub of Outlanders stars none other than famous DBZ voice actor and David Hasselhoff impersonator, Sean Schemmel. I'd like to say I'm surprised it took so long to get to an anime that features him so prominently, but let's be honest, outside of DBZ, he hasn't been in much. Honestly, he's pretty decent in this, so don't get worked up about me trashing your favorite Goku voice. I'll save that for a DBZ movie review. Princess Com's catgirl best friend Bhatia stops by, throwing shade on her choice for a mate. She reminds her that whomever she chooses to marry will father the next heir to the throne, and apparently while Earth is seen as a sacred planet, its inhabitants aren't viewed very favorably. It's kind of like Space Florida. The beaches are nice, but you don't want to spend too much time around the people. But Cum isn't having her best friend talk badly about the man she just met, so obviously a sword fight is the only way to resolve this. This only further perplexes Goku here, but not wanting to see bloodshed, he gets in between them. But it turns out that they do this sort of thing all the time, so there's no hard feelings. Apparently something else is going to get hard, though.
I think we're good.
It's accidental pervert antics, as seen in everything. Literally everything. Cum also gets a visit from one of her father's subordinates, who also doesn't appreciate Cum's taste in men. And then shortly after, a battleship commanded by this wolf guy, who sounds like Nappa from DBZ Abridged, arrives.
Baldy, I think a proper captain would have a little more control over his own ship.
I suppose. If I was the one puttering around the galaxy in that hunk of junk babysitting the Emperor's children all day. But for my lifestyle, I need a ship with some balls.
How dare you, peasant? You're nothing but an upstart from the colonies who can't even control his own ship.
You might want to hold that tongue of yours. Progress.
Progress?
Even the Emperor doesn't see everything that goes on out here. You could be floating dead in space for weeks and no one would be the wiser. Look around you. All of the beautiful women, the lovely Princess Cum included, are all Geobaldi's allies.
Whatever.
Yeah, you're a stud. That's enough. I order you to get off from on top of us.
With pleasure, Batia. But only when you get on top of me, sweet cheeks.
Maybe later.
Vegeta? 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 Vegeta?
But apparently Wolfman here's having trouble performing later on with Batia, and she gives him the stock "it happens to everyone" speech. What does this have to do with the main plot? Not a damn thing, of course. Damn furries. Speaking of being screwed, Cum and Goku here try to consummate their 1-hour relationship, but unfortunately they arrive at Cum's home planet before they can get down. And while Cum is passionate making her case in front of her father about getting split open by the Saiyan raised on Earth, Emperor Bratai here isn't having his little girl marry one of those people. So Goku gets dragged off for death, and when Cum makes a fuss, she's subdued hard. Goku is thrown to the Sarlacc pit, but fortunately he hangs on long enough for Catgirl to rescue him from his doom. And Wolf Nappa lends his hands to the cause, leading the way to where Cum's being held. Our green-haired warrior princess is extremely grateful for the rescue, but the Wolfman is less than impressed.
All this fuss over this lowlife. Your Highness, come on, what's happened to you? What, you're letting your creepy little fetishes get the best of you?
What's that?
That's it! Listen, I may just be a lowly creature to you.
Huh?
But if you insult Cum again, you're gonna get it!
Well, look at this. Come on and get some.
Oh, dude, you do not want to do this. Goku's about to unleash his Super Saiyan
Tetsuya!
Ooh. Well, that's some rescue there, Wolf Nappa. Hey, any other favors you want to help with? Luckily for Goku, Princess Cum has Dende's powers, and bathed in a golden glow, he's healed of his brutal injuries he received by the guy who came to help. This takes the wind out of his savior, but a jug of moonshine later, she's ready to ride out of Dodge with him writing bitch.
You will cease and desist at once. Release the princess and surrender.
I need a drink!
Take my hand, Your Highness. I'll save you.
Okay!
I'm out of here,
The Lovebirds make their way back to Cum's ship and on Moor, blasting out from the planet, but after reuniting with their allies are attacked by the old mummy and his legion of ships. Unfortunately, Goku can't just Kamehameha his way out of this mess, but Wolf Nappa seems to have a plan of some kind. Mummy Guy is about to fire a death blow to Wolf Nappa's ship, but suddenly his ship begins shedding its armor, the other ships following suit. They don't explain how the Wolf Guy was able to pull this off, but it leaves the old guy's ship vulnerable to attack. Nappa destroys the mummy's ship with one hit. Wait, they're not gonna explain how he pulled this shit off? You couldn't have, shown him and his crew tampering with these ships before they left the planet? What kind of bullshit is this? Apparently, the way to the Emperor's heart is by killing his trusted advisor and several other military personnel, because when asked what he'll do in response, he just shrugs it off, not caring if his daughter has that earthling fever anymore. He's a flip-flopper. Our story ends with a lot of nudity. Kam and Goku are about to rock the dragon, finally, the culmination of their passionate couple of minutes together, and Wolf Nappa and Catgirl get their drink and poke on themselves. This leaves a few questions, like, why did the Emperor want to wipe out humanity on Earth when it's a sacred planet? Not explained. Why did he drop the whole thing when his advisor was killed? Who knows? Why did I spend 46 minutes watching this pile of stupid? Because fuck you is why. Look, I'll tell you why. Because Outlanders is unpretentious and charming in its idiocy. It doesn't even feign complexities. It's just a lot of fun nonsense with a crazy space bikini girl wanting to hump some lucky plucky schlub and their inexplicable short adventures in getting the deed approved. No subplots, no explanations, and no need for them. You've got these neat organic-looking spaceships, some silly pervert comedy, and a bizarre chase scene that ends in a completely absurd Deus Ex Machina. Maybe the manga this is based on explains it further, but frankly, I don't want to know. And there you have it, Sean Schemmel aficionados. All one of you. Something the man is actually pretty good in. Come to think of it, he was also in Ninja Nonsense, but I'll have to get to that another time. Next episode, we'll be looking at a tokusatsu hero gone animated in the show with Robot Masters. Or are they Mavericks? Well, whichever. Next time, Kikaider. Until then, see ya!